Welcome to Bamcast, the Black Art Matters podcast, featuring Darius Colquitt.
Welcome, everybody. We thank you for joining us right here on BAM Digital for this amazing interview. I am so excited. I've been waiting for this one all day just because this is a person that I have admired from afar from a very long time. I've watched them do their work. They've been to if I get the number right, it's 14 countries, if I'm correct, and still traveling and still making a name and a path, not just for themselves, but the people that are coming behind them. This is one of the best examples of an artist, in my opinion. So I'm so glad to be able to bring to you one of my good friends and hopefully one of yours now, Yasir Muhammad. How are you, my friend?
Hello, good to see you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm feeling especially in the last few days, I've been feeling so blessed. I'm just so happy. I'm just happy to be here, and especially right here. So thank you for having me.
Of course. Honestly, hearing that you are feeling great and feeling blessed, that's the best place to be right now, especially with everything going on in the world. That is a wonderful place to be. Again, thanks for making time to talk to us and just dive a little bit into your journey. So let's dive right in. If someone were to ask you, let's say a 5-year-old kid was to walk up and say, "Who are you and what do you do?" How would how would you explain the essence of Yazir?
I would say I'm a singer, actor, dancer, backflipper. Especially if I'm talking to a 5-year-old, and be like, they hear the last part and be like, "You do backflips?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like Spider-Man." And then that gets like the whole thing. But yeah, just I'm a performer with a lot of energy.
That is the truth. Look, when we put this on the YouTube, I'm gonna put some photos up of the kid in action because y'all ain't seen movement caught on film until you've seen Yazir leap across the stage.
Oh my
Some of
God.
these photos,
Wow.
man, you give and we see it. I think that's a great explanation for a kid. Speaking of being a kid, I gotta ask you, how long has this artistic thing been a part of your life? Like, when did the bug bite you?
That's a harder question than you think. I would say I first began singing. I know singing is more of my main brand, but I first started singing when I was like 17. But I was always interested in the arts ever since I was like 6. I wanted to be a writer. And in being a writer, turned into wanting to write movies, make them like movies for my books. And then I wanted to be the film director. And then I was like, wait, I want to actually be in the action because I have all this energy. So I wanted to be an actor. And then in the middle of some audition for school, because I was like, oh, music, I want to do theater, but the next very thing is a musical theater production. So I'm like, that's theater enough, right? That's acting. So then I do like the music audition and I found out, oh, I can sing. Oh, okay. So that took a turn. And since then, I went to college. I went to community college and did a couple years, like took like some voice lessons, did the theater and musical theater productions there. And then I was like scoped by Chicago Shakespeare Theater and I went to go do a show with them when I was 20. Yeah, when I was 20. Yeah. So now I'm currently 25 and I've been on the professional theater thing ever since.
And what a path you have already carved, like from starting at Shakes to just going. There are some people who I admire because I remember what it was like to have the amount of energy you have. I
Uh,
remember
yeah,
being on the road and being ready for whatever gig was next, and also having to ensure that you were carving that path for yourself because
yeah,
making money at this is already hard enough.
that
But
part.
but let's add that to the fact that we are who we are as a people. So there are always going to be other factors that lead down even more crazy roads for us to be a part of this industry.
Yeah, yeah.
We are what now 2 or 3 weeks into Taraji P Henson going off about pay equity and all of those
Mhm.
things that were happening. So for me, I'm guessing my question coming out of that is, how is your survival right now? How, as an artist, because that's something that we're always working on and working towards. Are you surviving well, and how are you doing the self-care thing right now?
Mm, those are great questions. Even just outside of this interview. Wow, yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for asking that.
We care about our
Yeah.
people, so it's
Yeah.
important that we talk about it.
For real. Yeah. In terms as an artist and surviving, I feel like I've always, or at least in these last few years, I've been really blessed and really lucky to work consistently and to have always been put in really positive environments and like having very helpful and resourceful teammates. And I've in each gig I have felt pretty safe in terms of the kind of stuff that we go through. Granted, I have come across like little things, especially if I'm like working in Georgia or Texas. There's some things that are like they're like, "Ugh." But I'd say overall, I have not been negatively affected. I've been doing like pretty well. Yeah, thank you.
Good, awesome. We love hearing it. So
Hmm.
you said that you started your pro career because you got that call from Shakes, and
Hmm.
that kind of put you on the path, if you will, in this
Yeah.
new performance road you're on. And that was when you were 20, you said?
Yes.
Okay, and if you're now 25, that would have hit in what, like 2019?
Hmm.
Okay. So I guess the question now becomes, we are now in a different era because 2019 seems like it was 20 years ago based upon the year that followed it.
Yeah.
A lot of us went through a really rough time, all of us really, and not just being a human on earth in any capacity, but especially being an artist was an interesting road to travel. And I feel like a lot of people came out of that experience changed in some ways. My question to you becomes, how did 2020, that era of time that we are still feeling the effects of, how did it change you or your art or the way you even approach your artistry?
Yeah, 2018, 2019, good years, especially for work and in terms of my self growth. I was very on the go. I still very am. I'm like on go like always. But I remember like right before the pandemic hit, I was like in three different shows. I don't know how. I was I was in my fourth callback for Dear Evan Hansen. So I had a flight planned to New York and everything. And then the week before, is when the world ended, and I remember being like, "Man, like all my opportunities, like over and gone," and no one was really sure like how this thing was gonna pan out, or how long it was gonna pan out.
Right.
And I remember I took the year 2020 to slow down and to relax and catch up on life and all my TV shows and video games and like family and friends and like all that good stuff. And of course, still found a way to stay creative, writing songs. And I also did some virtual musical shows somehow. That was the time. But I think coming out of 2020, I had realized, and I'm sure like many other people did too, was that what we have is so sacred and so special, and it can we can be lost at any time. And so if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it all the way. Go for it. Just go for it. And that's exactly what I've been doing, traveling and like living out of a suitcase for the last couple of years and just being like, I want to travel to this place. I want to go do that. And I'm gonna give my best and give my all and all the things. And I have been very positively received from that mentality.
That is outstanding. I will say this: and I've already talked about like you in photos in action, but no matter what shot it is, serious, comedic, dance oriented, leaps of joy, whatever, you always emanate this energy when you're in performance, this brightness that I don't know, I can't explain it. There are many artists that have it, but
Hmm.
it emanates from you in any of your photographs. What would you say, based upon some of the shows you've done, based upon the tours you've been on, what would you say has been like one of your favorite or biggest highlight moments in a production that is going to live with you forever. Like you were at the height of your everything, your energy, your expression. You were top tier.
Man, I would probably, wow, okay. You're getting me with these good ones here. You're making me
Hey,
think.
no,
Okay.
look, that's how we come. We gonna come correct. That's what we
Yeah,
gonna do.
I listen. I appreciate it. I think I would say my last gig actually. No, wait. Yeah, I'll have a couple moments, man. But I guess if we're going to go with one, in my last gig, I was working on a cruise ship, Margaritaville at Sea,
Oh,
Paradise.
nice, nice.
And yeah, 6-month gig. It was great, amazing. Definitely would do it again. And we had two shows. We had two cabaret type styled shows. So like one was a Caribbean style show with from artists based in those islands. So we were performing songs from like Bob Marley and Rihanna and Pitbull and Jennifer Lopez and like all that stuff. And the other one was a Jimmy Buffett tribute slash multi-genre cabaret show. But in the Caribbean one, we were we had different sections from the different islands. And in Trinidad, I got to play the Billy Ocean character and sing like a couple of his songs. And
Nice.
I would sing Suddenly, which is a song I had no idea about, but it's so beautiful and it's so like it just feels and sounds like love, man. And there was one moment where, or I say a week, where I was like sick, and that was probably like the hardest song that I could sing, just from how rangy it was, or at least how I made
Right.
it. And I had an opt up that I had created already before I was sick, and it was cool and it was fine. Crazy mixed voice stuff with riffing and running. But when I was sick, I was trying to like navigate. Oh, like when you're singing, you're like, oh, my
Mhm.
placements are just like all over the place.
Right,
And
right.
then there was just one day where I was uh was feeling like a lot better than usual. I'm like, oh, like I feel my voice feels great. And usually like you're like singing like when you're over warm, you're like overshooting and stuff. Follow me. I know this is like a bunch. But
I'm with you. We may have to break some terms down for people later, but I'm with you.
sure. Okay. But at the ending of the song for my big climactic opt up moment, I accidentally did an octave up from the chorus from the chorus opt up. It's a lot to navigate. But basically what I'm saying is I hit a brand new high note that I had never hit before. And I remember in that split second, I was like, oh no, like you're gonna hit like this, like the way you're starting, like that first note, next note, it's I don't know if I can get that last one. Never done it before. It's crazy. Like that 0.2 seconds feels like 200 years. So, but like going back to what I was talking about earlier, just go for it. I'm like, well, you're already here, so just make it the best you can.
Right.
And I flew out this huge B flat 5, like super sprout high note, and just held it for the gods. And I had never seen an audience jump up and scream like that in my entire life. And I was like, I mean, not only were they surprised, I was surprised. I was like, oh, like it was like this whole collective of what just happened. And I could hear my castmates in the back. They're like, whoa, you do that. um, I say all this to say that that moment became a huge highlight in my performance career, just for the fact of, or for many facts of, one, achieved a new high note that like I can now put in my resume, and two, what I did, I would realize move the audience in a way that like the note that this big note that would come out of nowhere would like it just like made sense. Like how much love do you feel? And you're in all this love and like this explosion with the two like Cirque du Soleil performers on stage, like doing like their like final feat along with this big note. And it acted as like the 11 o'clock number for the show. Every time, like afterwards, people would come up to me and just talk, like they would just be so inspired and so moved, and they want to take pictures and talk. It was just all because I just started doing this thing that I would keep in the show like ever since. And it was great. It was that explosion of love and joy and all the things. That's all I'm about. That's
Oh
my
my gosh. Yeah. I can, oh man, I can only imagine If you want to hit it, you go ahead, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. You rest your
No,
voice.
oh my God, that is like,
I'm not. Don't do that. Don't do that. You rest.
I don't know if the phone can pick it up. That's maybe dogs can hear it, but sheesh.
Oh man. Well,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of high notes and high points, I ask you this next question with the knowledge that you probably, I don't know, probably some people could answer it, some people aren't able to. But it's one of those, I think, dreaming or dreamy questions, if you will. You've been doing this for a while, and I only expect that you will be continuing to do this for a while longer. Have you figured out what feels like your pinnacle point? Meaning, how do you know you've gotten to a point where you can say, oh, yeah, I've done it. I'm here. You know, that feeling of achievement. You are at the top of the mountain. When do you think, or what will show you that you've made it there?
Uh, I know. I don't want to say I don't know what to tell you because I do know, but that what do you say pinnacle point? I feel is pretty far away. I have a lot of expectations for me, and I've always been that person that just wanted to do all the things. And right now, I'd say that I feel like I'm really close to that Broadway credit. I think that's my next goal to where I can feel like I've made it or I've done the thing. But
Mhm.
that's not the only thing that I want to do. I want to, of course, get that Broadway credit, but I also want to work in movies and television and have some songs on the radio. And I remember telling this to one friend of mine, and they were like, "Oh, so you want to be an EGOT?" And I'm like, "What's that?" And they were like, "An Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony winner." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't realize that was a thing. And then I would do the research, and I'd be like, "Oh, people like Jennifer Hudson, Whoopi Goldberg, John Legend, Viola Davis. They were like, these are people that just did all the things, put their hand in all of the platforms and were successful. So I'm like,
Mhm.
you know what? That's what I want. That is my pinnacle point. When I can say that I've been successful in all four of those things, which I know that's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be some time till I get there, but that's my pinnacle point. Become an
Mm.
EGOT.
I don't think that's a impossible dream. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna put that in the universe
Okay.
right now. I
Okay.
I
Thank
think
you.
I think you gonna do it.
Mhm.
Universe. Hey, I think
Hey.
it's gonna happen. You know, that's what
Yes.
I'm gonna say. Uh,
Thank you so much. That means so much to
oh,
me.
oh yes, oh yes. What's one common misconception that you think people have about either yourself as an artist, the artistic journey that you're on, or the artistry that you're a part of, or the industry that you're a part of?
I think I know I think we've all been there, those that are especially like theater artists, that when you say, if you've ever said, oh, you're an actor, people will be like, oh, are you like, so what movies have you been in? What TV shows you been in? And I've definitely heard that. And I'm like, I haven't been in those yet. So I've learned to say stage performer versus just like actor. But if anything, I more of my brand is singer, like singer, actor, dancer, backflipper. I threw that in there. It's different. Gotta let them know because
Let
sometimes
the
you have that on the resume and they don't look like they don't look at it. They have the whole thing. You get cast in the show and you see a moment you're dancing or whatever, and you see a moment where you can throw in this trick, and then people are like, "You can backflip? Like you have these acrobatics, or you can do this and that?" And I'm like, special skills. It's at the bottom
right.
of the resume,
It's
and
right
I
there.
have it right there at the top. It's okay. It's cool. Leave it up under promise, over deliver. It's still great surprise.
There you go.
So well, yeah, with that industry thing, I know that we're being specific with what we do is yeah, that's like our key to make sure that we're not misrepresented. But also, what's also misinterpreted from me is that some people, and I try really hard to show that I'm a man of many things, that I'll do it all. But some people just think that I'm a singer or like a singer actor, and they'll be surprised mid show or mid rehearsal or whatever when they see me pull a few moves or some flips, and they'll see like how much of a dancer or a strong mover or whatever I am afterwards. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not just one thing. In this field, we got to be like so many different creative outlets. And I think that's hard for like people to realize that you can do multiple things.
It's funny the amount of times over the course of the last couple of weeks with these interviews, I've heard that very notion. We commonly talk about how we want multiple streams of income, which means that we have to do multiple things in order to make it happen. If that's something that we have to do, then why not use the multifaceted skills that you've acquired or been blessed with?
Of course.
And yeah, I know there's that legend of if you do two things, they both gonna suffer. That's not true. You can be really efficient at multiple things.
Exactly. What's that quote? And I found out like the rest of it. Like it's jack of all trades, master of none is better than a master of one.
Huh? That's
Like,
it.
come on. Yes.
That's it. I love that people have continued to read and discovered the end of the quote.
Oh, okay.
Because
Right.
that is one that I've had like in my arsenal for a long time. Do y'all know the whole quote? Do you know the whole quote? Have you read the whole
interpretations? Yay.
Oh man. Okay. Very important question.
Sure.
Let's say you're looking back, if you will, and you're thinking about younger you, or you've encountered a young person who aspires to do what it is that you do. At your point in your career, in your life, where you are at this moment, what would you say to your younger self or to that younger person?
I would say be open-minded and open-hearted, of course, and listen and learn from everyone, but also understand that being you is your most powerful tool. It's the strongest thing you've got.
I love that. I love that. It is so true. Everything you need is already right there.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you want people to know right now in this space at this time? Just anything that you feel like I have a platform and this just needs to be said. What's your message to the world right now?
The hippies had it right. Peace, love, and happiness. Keep it going. I like to say I'm a modern day hippie without all the drugs, but you know you're there. But I love that. I think especially ever since I did Hair, the musical, I was like, I vibe with this. I feel like I always had before, but no matter what time period in, no matter what pandemic or wars or anything like negative happening in the world, like the answer is always peace and love and joy and taking care of each other. Just do that. Go make somebody smile. I feel like my day is fulfilled when when you can make at least one person smile. Oh, there's my positive energy thing for the day. Granted, it shouldn't stop there, but it's a domino effect. And so pass it forward. I love that. Pass it forward is my thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And okay, so you're part of the tribe. Anybody who's done it, you're officially a part of the tribe. Yes.
Okay.
First off, what role were you ensemble or did you have a named role?
I was Claude.
You were
Yeah,
Thank you. All right. Yes. Good old Black Claude. Yes, Lord.
Okay,
Come on.
yo. And it was
Come on.
hit too. I had an afro and everything.
I've been dying for somebody to put a Black Claude on stage for a real long time. I didn't know you did that and I missed it.
Listen, it was in college. It was my first lead role and my first lead role, second show I've ever done. Yeah, no, third. No, second musical I've ever done. That's what it is. Yes.
Okay. As Claude then, and by the way, nice to meet you. My name is Hud.
What up, Hud? Come on, Spade.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Having done that role, but having done the show, period. What is your favorite moment or song from the show?
Oh man.
I'll give you carte blanche to have more than one this time. You can have more than one.
Okay, for sure. Okay. Let the sun shine in. Like that whole like the flush failure / Let the Sunshine In. 2-in-1. That whole thing just it made me I think those were definitely my favorite songs in the show. It was just there was just so much soul and passion and desperation for like the love and joy and all that, and it just always made us so emotional. Anytime we did, anytime I listened to it, and it's funny. I've had the opportunity to hear that song like in a couple of cabarets recently, and I'm like, oh, the song still hits. It's so good. I
Yeah.
think that's my favorite. What's yours? What's your favorite?
Honestly, it's a tie. It's a tie because both, as like I said, they're both songs and moments. Definitely, Flesh Failures, Let the Sunshine In. I cannot hear that sequence now without weeping. If it
Mm-hmm.
plays, I'm gonna cry. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen
Mm-hmm.
because it's after you've done it and you've gone through that journey and you know what that journey means, it affects you differently every time.
Yes.
So that's one that always hits me. But end of Act One, when that it okay, I gotta ask y'all. I gotta ask you, did y'all do the strip away?
Yes, we did.
Then you did the show correctly. Okay.
Did it take long to get there? Yes, it did. But that
Mm.
was the point. Breaking down into our vulnerability. Yes, there were so many tears in that rehearsal process, but
I,
like we all came together. That's what it's about.
I think it was our process for it was a bit easier to go through because, well, not easier per se, but it was fueled because when we went for it or were prepping for it, we had alerted the place, the location where we were doing the show that it was happening. It was going to be a part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And someone came to preview night, even though everything was posted, everyone knew it was going to happen, saw it, complained to the building was housed at a park district. They complained to the park district people who then came to us and said we had to take it out of the show or close the show.
Oh my gosh. No way.
So we all debated and we fought and we discussed and we definitely did 5 of the performances clothed, but the last 2 we did in protest in the way that we had planned it originally because there was nothing they could do about it.
Mm.
And it was very funny. Our director said, "It's no longer my show, so whatever you do, it's you guys' decision." So
Hey, I love those words. Okay, it's your show.
it is no longer my show. I have
Hmm.
no say.
Yeah,
But
yeah, man.
if I were you, I'd do something about it.
Purr, big purr.
You gotta love when you got people that will advocate for you in those top positions like that.
I know that's right.
All right, now comes to my favorite part of the interview. I feel like everything above everything that we just talked about, that was about the career and the platform and the presentation of who you are out here in this world. But now we get to connect more to the human side. These questions are rapid fire. Answer first thing that hits you emotionally from here. All right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. What is your favorite word?
Serendipity.
You came quick with it too. Yes. All right.
Yes. Yeah, that's. I think most of us have heard that before. But I remember, oh man, serendipity. Oh, just say it, and it's good. And what happy accident? I feel like that's my whole life, and it's good. It's positive. Serendipity. Ooh, yeah, that's my favorite word.
Love it. What is your least favorite word?
Hmm. 8. There's a better way to say it if you need to say it, and also there's no room for it. But I'm totally speaking as my mama too, so maybe there's a little bit of that. Okay, I strongly dislike, but there's something better than that too. But yeah,
What feeds you?
positive energy,
What drains you?
negative energy.
Oh,
That's an easy one. Whoops.
what sound or noise do you love?
The first thing that comes to mind is like singing, because I'm like almost hate and love my how much my job is to my personality. But if I were to break it down even more, like to get like intricate about it. I'd say squalling. When people squall, it's like black people that be coming from church and like they be throwing that in there. I think I especially say this because I went to go see the Children of Eden in concert. They had like they streamed the show for us, and I met now a friend of mine, Donica Lynn. Yeah,
That's fam.
um,
That's fam.
yeah,
Yeah.
super cute, like super cute. And seeing her perform in that show, she just had like her. I was wondering when she was gonna be singing, and she came in at the end, and she was just squalling the whole time, and I was just, my God. And I could do it too, like a little bit. That's gotta be the right song and the right flavor and whatever. I didn't grow up in church. I think that's why that hits me. Man, I grew up Muslim, but
Mhm.
if if I growing up with y'all peeps in the church, man, I feel like I'd be something else. I'd be something different. Uh, yeah,
Oh, oh,
squalling. It's my favorite sound.
all right. Since we hate the word hate, what sound or noise do you dislike most?
I also That's a hard one, huh? I like ASMR a lot, so I just love sounds. Oh, but okay, if we're talking about sleeping, then especially when I'm sleeping, I hate the sound of a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was like I don't know what it was like. It was a little bit ago. I was like here actually because I'm staying at the resort here in my next job, and I don't know what time it was, but they were like mowing the lawn like so early, and they were like right next to my window. So I was like, especially as an insomniac, I'm like I have trouble sleeping hard enough as it is. So yeah, I hate lawnmowers.
Yeah, I totally feel that. And for me, I'm specifically a summer insomniac.
Ooh.
And I hate it because honestly, when you think about the fact that you're gonna hear most lawnmowers probably during the summer, that
Yeah,
yeah, I definitely concur with you on that early in the morning.
fair.
I just caught my first good wink, and
Yeah,
here you come.
no, uh-huh. As
Yeah,
real.
such a real one.
Mm-hmm.
What profession other than your own would you dare to attempt?
I would attempt being an athlete. I was an athlete before I did the art stuff. I played football and soccer and volleyball and track and martial arts. I did all that stuff. See, I can never stand on one thing. But yeah, I did all that stuff. And I would do it again. I would totally do it again. Yeah.
What profession would you absolutely not do under any circumstances whatsoever?
If you were still talking about like the sports thing, I'd be like boxing is a no go. None of that. Some people come out damaged and all that. But if I were to like really think about it, I don't I don't know. What would I not want to do? Because I'm thinking about like marketing and I'm thinking about like sales marketing and like in service industry and I've done a little bit of both, but those didn't really work out the way that I thought it would. Like for service industry, I like working in I think I was a host for a restaurant and I would think, oh, because of like bubbly personality thing get me by, but I don't know, the environment like corporate environments are such a different world
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't think they're just like my vibe. I feel like I need to be in and I despise to say this, but I feel like I love like the people pleasing, anything that has like a people pleasing like service. I think I just have a knack for making people happy. And so anything that involves like doing that, I don't want to make you think. I want to make you feel, no, I do want to make you think, but I want to make you think through your feelings. I want to make you feel
Mm,
first.
beautiful approach. I like that.
Yeah, thank
I,
you.
I want to make you think, but I want to make you think through your feelings first. That's lovely.
Thank you.
This is usually everyone's favorite in some capacity.
Oh my. Give it to me.
Here we go. Yasir Muhammad, what is your favorite curse word?
Shit. love it. And oh, yeah, you can. We can swear on this thing?
Yes, you can swear on this thing.
Shit. Oh man. Shit it works for everything. Good shit, bad shit. You're the shit, you're a piece of shit. Yo, of course this one's everyone's favorite. You just unlock a whole can of worms. Yeah. And that's also like
People
go
love
ahead.
this one. No, I was gonna say people love that question because it finally allows them to not be the professional they've been for the majority of this interview.
Wow. Well done. You piece of shit.
It finally breaks your defenses down.
Yes. Wow. Quite the. I also wanted to be a psychologist too, once upon a time. So bravo. That was wonderful.
We do what we can. We do what we can.
Yeah. Good shit.
All right, and last question. If by some sheer twist of nature, heaven does exist to some capacity, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Wow, we getting deep, huh? Wow.
Last one. We got to go out deep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Or to walk up and God sees me. I want to hear him say. I want to hear him say, "Congratulations, you did it. Now come here, give me a hug." Oh, I hear that. No, yeah, congratulations, you did it. I'm so proud of you. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Give me a hug. If God asked me to give him a hug, oh, talk about floodgates. These are tsunamis, baby. Tsunamis.
Full tsunamis. I feel you on that.
Wow. Now I want to ask you for that. Man. Woo, this is the last question, right?
That's the last question.
Let me go.
Take your, yeah.
I got inspired today.
Well,
Hey.
I'm so glad you got inspired. Everybody, that's Yasir Muhammad. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time to talk to us and just give of yourself. I know that we spend time as the storytellers that we all are giving. That is a part of our industry, a part of our artistry. We are givers because that's what we do constantly. So for you to spend any amount of time giving to us so that we can continue to give back to y'all, I greatly appreciate you jumping in. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for being this inspirational icon, pulling together all these different people and like shedding some light on the world, shedding some light on themselves, and like I said, keeping us connected with all the love and all the joy and all the good stuff. I'm really happy that you asked me to do this. And it's been a while since I've done something like this. So like it's also great too. It's like a self-reflection for like where I've come from, what I'm doing now, and where I want to be in the future. You are very much loved and appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much on behalf of everybody here. Now, I'm gonna roll out the red carpet, and whatever you want to share about anything going on in your life, go for it. All your time.
Oh, okay. I am currently performing Beautiful, the Carole King Musical at the Marriott Theatre in Lincolnshire, Illinois. So especially if you're in the Chicagoland area, please come check it out. I don't know if it's Chicago Tribune or somebody, but we're like in the top 10 of best musicals going on right now. I think we're like ranked number 2. So yeah, definitely come see us. We just got extended to January 7th. So we got a couple more weeks left. It's going to be quite the emotional closing because I love everybody here. The show is amazing. It's a lot better than it should be, but we do the thing and we good shit. So yeah, check us out. I have yet to post this. Same for the theater itself on the Instagram and Facebook, but we can throw a little inside scoop here. But I have another gig here in Chicago, same theater, Marriott Theatre, and I have been cast as Benny in The Heights.
Oh!
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we got an exclusive. We got an exclusive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just for you. Okay.
So
Yeah.
when does In the Heights go live?
I start rehearsals January 4th with beautiful closing January 7th, so I'll be on double duty, but that double paycheck though.
Right.
Okay. But we open January 24th, I believe, and go till March 24th. Yeah.
All right, folks. You heard it here. If you're trying to see some good entertainment, and trust me, if this one is involved, you're going to see some good entertainment. You better get on over to the Marriott Lincolnshire and let them know. Let them know you there for Yasir. Thank you again. I appreciate you so much. And from everyone here at the BAM Digital platform, thank you so much for joining us, folks, wherever you're listening, on the YouTube, on the podcast. We're glad you're with us. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
This has been another episode of Bamcast, the Black Art Matters podcast, offered to you exclusively through BAM Digital, a subdivision of BAM Talent. To find out more, go to our website, www.bamtalent.org.